there folks, I hope you're all doing well. I recently made a video entitled How to Tame Your Nissan GT3 in Automobilista 2 by Reza Studios. This beastie right here. And in that video, basically I tried the default setup of this car I find is a little bit wild, so I tried to tame it and make it a more manageable car. And I'm very happy with the setup I've got. If you want to see that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. Anyway, I've had lots of really great comments from people on that video, and thank you for them. One of the comments from one of my subscribers I found particularly interesting. They said that they thought that I had a rather aggressive driving style, and that the setup that I'd made definitely suited that. But they also said, you do realise with the setup you've made, that if you were to do a long race, especially the conditions of the track that I set the car up on, because it was rather hot on track, they said you do realise if you did a long 30-lap race, you'd probably end up destroying your front tyres. And I looked at this comment, I thought that's really interesting. That's a good excuse for me to go out and try that, because I thought, you know, I did agree. I thought the tyres probably aren't going to last that long, because when I was testing, the track conditions were so hot here at Laguna Seca, which is where we're going to do the race, that the track temperature, not the ambient, but the track temperature, the tarmac was at a tyre scorching 53 degrees Celsius. So yeah, I thought I'll probably melt the tyres and need to pit. I didn't agree that the front tyres would be going more or wearing more excessively than the rears, because I thought I had a pretty good balance. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try it and find out, you know, because we'll see. It's just a great excuse. So thank you very much for that comment. You know who you are if you're watching this video. Now, just to let you know that when I did this test, and I've got to say, I was surprised, and you might be as well, at the results of this test. When you watch this video, the tyre wear is set to authentic, everything's on full sim, so there's no sped up tyre wear, everything's as close to real life as I can get it. I am racing to survive and manage my tyres, but that doesn't mean I'm not pushing it. But also I'm using full damage on medium scaling. So I'm trying to make sure I don't damage the car to get to the end of the 30 laps, and also manage my tyres, but I am pushing hard enough that there's plenty of overtaking going on. I'm pushing hard enough that I make the odd mistake. It will have a little spin, but I've got to say it was great fun making this, because some of the AI moves that I was watching with Automobilista 2's fantastic AI now was just great to watch, and I hope it makes great watching for you. Now obviously it is a long race, so if you want to find out the results of this race, you can just scroll through to near the end of the video and you'll see what that was. But I do recommend you watch the race, because you'll actually see how I was driving, how the tyres reacted over the course of the race, and you'll see the great AI. And you'll have the race from my viewing cockpit with my HUD up, showing you the tyre wear, throttle inputs, that sort of thing. But you'll also have the trackside cameras as well, so you can see the AI moving around. Anyway, thank you again for that comment, and it's given me a good excuse to try this out. So here come the settings of the race, and well, the race itself. Hope you enjoy. All the best. Okay, so here we go. These are my rules and regulations, and these are my opponent settings. I've got the skill level at 105. Don't want to make things too easy for myself, so I am going to have to push to keep up with these the AI cars, so I will not be able to just let the car ride easy and save the tyres. Let's turn qualifying off, because we're just going to go straight out with this. And these are our weather settings. We're on default day, and I know that these are and light clouds, these are the same kind of settings that I had when I did the setup test for this car. So I know that this track is going to be tyre meltingly hot. It's going to be about 53 degrees, something like that. So I am not expecting any of the tyres to last the entire race for this 30 lap race. Once we've got the track loaded up here, I am going to go and load the setup that I made in the previous video for this car, and we'll
30
see.
laps.
It's going to be.
The track temp is 53. The air temp is 29 Celsius.
That's Jim from Crew Chief. He'll be guiding me through the race. So I've got my setup loaded, and if you've seen the last video, you know what the setup is. But just so you know, you can pause each one of these screens, and that is how the car is set up. So I'm going out without any ABS or traction control. It's a 30 lap race, but I've put in 40 laps just because Automobilista 2 used to sometimes underestimate the fuel for some cars, and I think it's got a lot better, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put 40 laps in. I'm sure that's more than I need. Right, 30 laps, see how many times. Oh, one thing I should do, get a pit strategy. I've already made one for this, so let's just check it's saved. So yeah, I've got it set up to change the tyres for all slicks. It's going to be the same weather conditions, or roughly the same throughout this race. So it's going to stay hot. So if we do pit, we'll have those slicks changed. That's saved. Okie doke. And make sure we've got that pit strategy selected. Yes. And as you can see, ambient temperature is nearly 30 degrees Celsius, but the track is at a tyre melting 53 degrees Celsius. Pretty much exactly the same as the test session I did. Right, 30 minutes, or 30 laps rather, of Laguna. This is going to be a long video. Let's see what happens, and hopefully I can race consistently and not, well, prang the car.
Okay, mate, get
Here we go, rolling start.
Go.
Just keeping up with the Mclaren there, out the first corner. And I'm going to try and look after the tyres, but I'm not going to be able to just sit on my laurels. As I said, the AI are at a decent skill level. They will give me a decent amount of competition. And the tyres, of course, for these cars use tyre warmers, so we're going out with the tyres preheated. I do expect, after about 4 or 5 laps, we'll be in the hundreds on the tyres. We'll be nearly in the 90s or 100s. Right, come on, I need to find a way past. There we go. This is, you know, the first lap or two. It will be a bit slower as people try and find their place, but already I've got an attack by one of the AI on my inside there. But he's thought better of it and pulled back. I'm not going to try and dive down the inside of that Mercedes there. I'll just stick with him. So lifting off a bit for a rainy curve, back on the power as we come out. So we're up to the 80s already. Right, can I dive down the inside here? Yes, I can. That's a safe dive, because it didn't look like it was going to make the corner there. As fast as me, the Mercedes. The AI now, after the initial first lap, will start speeding up. And by lap 3, they'll probably be getting up to about full pace. I am going to try and properly race them, but also, you know, just race with the idea that I want to try and make these tyres last as long as possible, and just see if, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up having to pit the tyres, but will the AI, what will they do? This is going to be interesting to see, especially with all the recent work that's been done on the AI by Reza for this lovely sim of ours. I was trying to get a better exit out of the corner there than the BMW in front, but he's done very well. But under braking, I've got, almost got a slight lock up there. You hear the tyres scrubbing. Don't want to be doing that. I am using no ABS.
You're locking your left front into corkscrew.
And lockups in ABS 2, or, you know, AMS2, they will cause flat spots, and the flat spots in AMS2 are just amazing. They really are, because you get a flat spot and if you lock up again, it's likely to lock up on that flat spot and make it worse and worse and worse. I feel that AMS2 does that better than any other sim. Oh, late break there, had to go around the outside. Can I keep it? Yes. We've made it, he's still there, but now we're past the McLaren there. So I'm not hanging around, as you can see. Because I'm so used to this track, I've done this track so many times now, I should have probably put the AI on 110 rather than 105, made it a bit more difficult, because I do seem to be picking them off one by one at the moment. But I am at the back with the slow folks, so let's see what happened. Oh, got a bit wide there, tugged at the tyres a little bit too much. Oh, Mercedes making its way up the inside, but I've outbraked him for the corkscrew. They are braking quite early for the corkscrew. I'm getting away with braking a lot later for some reason. Okay. Yeah, picking them off, picking them off. He's still there. I'm being careful not to over throttle it out of that corner because that will cause the tyres to spin up.
126.76.
Oh. The red Nissan and the grey Porsche, they're battling, and that's slowed me down as one's tried to get close to the other but then had to hit the brakes. Come on.
Just keep it smooth, no mistakes. Well done, mate, that was great.
So we're in 20th position now. I'm hoping I'm going to hit some AI that are a bit more competitive. Look at the McLaren, the orange McLaren there, making a move on the yellow Porsche up ahead. And he's, oh no, he hasn't quite made it. He backed out just before corkscrew, but then again, who wants to overtake around the corkscrew? Not an easy thing to do. So, coming on to our fourth lap now, and our back rear is up to 95. So about what I expected.
20th place. What's your first lap in this session?
Right. And the McLaren there has
Well done, fella.
managed to make his move on the Porsche and taken out this gold Nissan that's now behind me, so I've followed him through. So it looks like we've got a reasonably fast AI there. That would be, from the looks of the leaderboard, P. Holmes is that AI driver's name. But we are gaining on P. Holmes. Tyres remaining around 94, 95 on the back rear there. Good exit out of rainy curve there. Right, can I try and outbrake the McLaren here? Easily, very easily. Oh, but he's come back on the inside. He switched back on me. Did you see that? The McLaren P. Holmes switched back on me. That's an AI doing a switchback on me. I love these AI. They're fantastic. Oh! He was always going to, go to the outside there, and I should have not tried to stay on the outside because I was behind him. But that was, I almost went off track for my own mistake there. Luckily, I managed to, it swung about a bit as it hit the edge of the track, and I think I put a wheel on the dirt there, but I don't think we locked up. No, we didn't lock up. but it slowed us down a little bit. And we're 5 laps in now. 5.5 laps in. Be interesting to see as well, you know, if the AI speed up and slow down over the course of the race. I don't know what fuel loads they've put in, because of course the AI will be racing on there. They do change their setups for each track depending on length, and they change their fuel load depending on length of the track now. But we are back with the Mclaren there, but he's got, oh! So the back right there, it's starting to get a little bit warm, 99 degrees. Coming out of the last corner. So back end getting a little bit squirrely under acceleration. Going around left-handers. And I've got to try and take this McLaren now, come on. Right, we're very, very close there. Oh! Couldn't quite get past him. How about here? Yes. Nice and easy, does it?
Stuff. Keep it coming.
So we're up into 17th now. And I'm trying to push it to the limit, but not over the limit. I want to, you know, keep these tyres, make them last as long as I can. But we're already gaining on the next gaggle of cars here. It's really, really great what they've done with the AI. Much less of the whole sort of AI gathering up in bunches of 3 or 4, but then riding next to each other on track, so it's hard to overtake. Now, when they, it's a bit more single file, but you still get your 2 and 3 wide overtakes, but they don't give up now, so that when they go for an overtake, they will make it, you know, so they don't end up just side by side all the time. That's another car we've taken up into 16th place. Tyres are maintaining under 100 degrees at the moment, so that is good. So we are doing 125s lap times. Oh, Porsche there having a little slide. I wonder if, as the tyres wear, the AI might slide around a bit more. I have to try and pay attention to them through the race, see what happens. Oh, I'm a bit too late to have a go there, really, so I'm going to back out. That would have been unfair of me. I'd have been side by side with him before the corner. I would have gone for that, but right, I'm going to go down the inside, and we've made it. Really pushing the fronts there. We are maintaining a good balance though. We're not wearing out the fronts more than the rears. They're almost perfectly balanced, although we are slightly hotter on the rears by about 4 or 6 degrees. Hotter to the rear on tyre temperature, so it's actually the rear tyres that are going to wear faster than the fronts, if anything, but they're all going to wear at a generally equal rate, I think. I've had a very, very slight, not quite a lock-up, maybe a scrub there. I think almost a lock-up though. Have I locked up, have I flat set? Oh, yeah. I must have just given myself the shallowest little flat spot you can get, because I can feel it in the tyres. I think it's on the front inside left.
Sector 3 is not rotate.
It's amazing, you really can feel the condition of the tyres so well now through the force feedback. And also just where the way the car reacts to it. So if I'm going to lock up now, it's more likely to lock up on that tyre in that spot and it'll get worse. But I'm now making a move on the 201 Nissan GTR. Oh, he ain't giving up this place so easily. Ha-ha! Right. This Nismo has given me a challenge. But what about the corkscrew? Oh, I've given him a slight touch there. Bit of paint swapping, no damage. And I did there again. They're braking early. I'll brake too late, really. The Porsche's having a move on me. Crikey! Look at that. It was that front left again that had that very slight lock-up just there. I've got to watch that now, because that's going to start getting worse and worse and worse. In other sims that have flat spots, it just doesn't seem to stop at the same spot like it does on Automobilista 2. You know, the vibration will just get worse through the steering wheel the more it flat spots, but in Automobilista 2 it does seem that that wheel will be more prone to locking up on that spot again and again and again because of the way the tyre is modelled, like properly physically modelled, as opposed to something like ACC where it's a 5-point tyre model. And we are side by side with the Nismo now. This is going to be... Oh, we're still side by... Oh, look at that! I'm getting great racing from this AI driver in front in the Nissan. Yeah, I can see why the AI are braking a bit earlier than me there. They're saving their tyres because, once again, you heard that inside left just squeeze on the tarmac there. Had a little bit of a skid. I don't know if that would have caused more flat spotting. I'm being as delicate as I can on the brakes. But we're doing alright with tyre wear so far. The Nissan looking like it wants to make a move on the white BMW there, or white, black and green BMW I think it might be. But that's, as they battle away, that's given me a chance to have a look down the inside of the Nissan, make it past.
Okay, temps rising, it's now 51 Celsius. Well done.
And give me a run on this BMW here. Whoa! Used a little bit too much power there. We are on, we've started off on default progressing track rubber, by the way, so that should get heavier as the race goes on. Couldn't quite make it past the Beamer there. Oh, he's slowing down quite a bit for that corner. Can we make it to a podium or even pole position, I wonder? Right, what's he going to be like round Rainy Curve here? I've got a better exit, but oh yeah, can't really go for it. I should have stuck right behind him and then outbraked him for this corner. That's what I should have done.
E14, the track temps increasing.
And yeah, my tyres are actually, even though it is the track temperature here is as hot, it's 3.4 degrees off the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth in Death Valley. Can't remember what years, which is about 56.7 degrees.
Keep searching, you'll find a gap.
So not the ambient temperature, but the track is up to 53 degrees. So, you know, it is going to be hard on these tyres. We're sticking with the BMW. I'm not going to try and outbrake him this time I want to not lock up there and get a good exit out of the corkscrew for rainy curve, and we have. I want to try and take this BMW by the end of this lap, and I think we can. Oh, side by side. Oh, couldn't quite do it. Ha ha! So close though. I'm sure we were paint swapping.
126.81.
Can I take him down here? Yes. I've gone a bit wide. He's trying to switch back on me, and he's nearly made it. He nearly made it, but I've managed to hold it. Well, there we go. So we got a little way to go now before the next gaggle of cars. We'll see three of them up ahead. Is that 2 or 3 battling up ahead? Still, we are. Don't lock up. Let's keep it nice and smooth through here. Still, we are managing to keep those tyres. Oh, one has just hit 100. One has just hit 100 degrees Celsius. I am definitely driving for the race now. I'm definitely not doing qualifying laps because the tyres would be toast by now. But we have done now. We're now on to our 15th lap now. We've done 14 laps. We're now on to the 15th. Oh, I've overcooked it. Oh, come on.
You've just gone out on track limits.
Totally lost concentration and overcooked it. Look at the tyre temperatures there. Right, come on, concentrate, Paul. You've got to get to the end of this 13 lap race, which we're now nearly halfway through on our 14th lap. At the end of this lap we will be a full halfway through the race. I think I'm going to be able to do this entire race on this set of tyres. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but looking at them and how they're feeling, I think I might just be able to do it. In fact, like I said, I think I should have put the AI up to maybe 110. Because I think we might be able to win this race. Jim's just told me not to make it easy for the guy behind and make him go the long way around. Jim, what are you talking about? He's miles behind me. Oh! Getting slippery there on the back right, which is now up to 101 degrees. And you can see has a little bit of wear.
Halfway home. We've got plenty of fuel.
There we go. Jim just confirmed that we are exactly halfway through the race now. Got to be ginger with the throttle through there now with that warm rear right, which should cool down a bit going around the next couple of corners. But seeing as I've got my back brake ducts quite closed up, I don't think we're going to be able to keep it under 100 for much longer. Because once the temperature gets up there with the closed ducts, it will come down slower. The ducting really affects how quickly they cool down rather than how fast they heat up. But brakes wise, temperature wise, we seem to be doing just fine. We are at really optimum brake temperatures all the way around. So that ducting is keeping the brake temps where we want them. And yeah, we're up to 100 degrees Celsius, or 100 degrees on both of the right tyres now, the front and rear. Getting more rear on the rights than the lefts, and you would expect that on an anti-clockwise track. So I'm just gingerly accelerating and then booting it just as we get into a straight line out of that corner, as I shall do here. You can see my pedal inputs on the tachometer on the right hand side of the screen, bottom right. Dab of the brakes. Oh, we are starting to go a bit wide there. Is that, are we losing a little bit of peak grip on the tread there? That's allowed the Porsche to catch up. Whoops. I do think I can feel a change in the tyres, or is it just that my driving just suddenly got a bit lazy? The Porsche is really having a look, and he's going through. Oh, mate!
Come on, Paul.
We've had contact. I should have. That was my fault. He had got in front of me. He just braked a bit harder than I expected for that corner. I should have just hung back there, and we've done no damage though. Done no damage, and critically, no real damage to the tyres with a big lock up there. We've just touched bumpers. He's now going for a move on the BMW up ahead there. See if we can keep up with them and see what happens between these two. He's going right on the outside, but he's not quite made it. He's right on that Beamer's tail. Back end is getting a little bit more rotational now.
You're rigging it, Bernd. The gap is now 1.6 seconds.
I need to listen out to Jim to try and hear what lap times the AI are doing. I've now done my fastest as a 125, 133. And which lap was that on? That was on lap 14, so I've done my fastest lap 14 laps in. So that proves that the tyres are maintaining a good level of grip. Quite a long way into the race. And they're still battling it out, these two. So that Porsche has been on the BMW for right on his bumper for a lap now. Keeps having a look round the outside at this corner. Car is definitely ever so slightly more rotational under braking now around that corner. Oh no!
You were out to track limits there.
Get off the track, get off the track. Come on. Well, I've totally messed that up, haven't I? The car does seem to be understeering more now on that corner, or maybe I'm just pushing too hard. I do get the feeling it's understeering a little bit more. So I might have tyres maybe past their best. That, and I just might be losing concentration ever so slightly. Driving, getting a little bit ragged. That's put us back down to 19th, so maybe we will not win this race. Got to try and catch up now. Come on. This is going to provoke me to push the tyres harder as well. And I can feel that they are now slightly above optimum temperature around the left-hand corners, because it's that rear right that's really getting quite warm. Right, I have to remember to try and not go too fast through here, keep it close to the inside, not go wide there, and spin the car out. Very lucky that there was no one behind me, or no one close behind me, when we spun there on the last lap. So that the white BMW or the green, white and black BMW and the yellow Porsche,
Alright, Paul, you're rigging in emergence.
they've gone.
The gap is 2.6.
We've lost them a bit.
Yeah, direct hairpin. Our lap time was.
We must have had 4 cars overtake us there when we spun. I was concentrating on getting back on the track without hitting anyone. So I do now wonder what's going on with the BMW and the Porsche, but we're not going to find out that for a while, because we've got quite far behind. Brake, come on, there we go. And there's an overtake going on up ahead between the Nissan and the Mclaren. Looks like the Nissan's made it. One was overtaking the other. I don't know if they were just side by side, or if it was. It looked like the Nissan overtook the McLaren. And the McLaren keeps looking around the Nissan now. And I'm going to be looking at this one. Grey Porsche up ahead, having a look down the inside of the Nissan. Are they gonna? They're going too wide through the corner. I've just taken the white and black Nissan there. Don't get over enthusiastic now just because you've made an overtake. McLaren keeps looking around that Nissan. I wonder what the Porsche is going to do. We might have an opportunity to take them all now whilst they battle. No, can't quite go down there. Look at that, they are bumper to bumper now. Pulling out to having a look, and oh god, nearly went wide there, because of course I'm right in the slipstream of the other cars, so I lost a bit of downforce there, and I should have prepared for that. Porsche really having a look at the Mercedes now as it battles with the Nissan, and it's got through. Look at that, great racing, AI on AI racing, as the McLaren battled with the Nissan there. The Porsche saw the opportunity and went for it, took advantage of their little battle, and we're all really close up and tight now, 4 of us. This is really good racing.
No mistakes. P18.
I'm happy to have done this little experiment just for this race. This is fantastic. Here we are coming up behind the McLaren. And the Nissan has... Oh, that's another Nissan up front, right. Right, can we get a better exit? Yes, we can. So I'm now going to try my chances down the outside with the McLaren. I've just about got the outside, but can I make it stick? We've got a good exit, yes! He's tucked in very close behind us there, look. He's all the curb. McLaren is gaining as we go up the hill though. Right, don't lock up, don't lock up, don't lock up. Okay, we're right behind him now, so I gonna have to account for a little less downforce in the dirty air. Oh, they got out of that corner better than I did. Right. I can't quite outbrake them there now without diving down the inside. I'm not going to do that because that would be a really kind of rubbish move. You wouldn't do that online, so I'm not going to do it here.
17th place. That was at 126, went 6.6.
Right, but I think I can pull it off here. Yes, we're side by side, wheel to wheel, so I can say that is my corner now. And take the Porsche.
Well done. Nice front now.
Thank you, Jim. Oh, nearly ended up with a wheel on the dirt there. I think I may try and make a run down the inside. Yeah. We're all the way down at the second, so we can get a good bootful of acceleration out of the corner, and we have, yeah, we got that. Stay hard to the inside, use the curbing on the outside, up the hill.
The next car is Carl's.
7 laps to go. Right on the threshold of braking there as we hit the corkscrew. I can see a shadow there on the track from a cloud above. Absolutely love that. Just the lighting system in MS2 and the clouds sky system, absolutely fantastic. The whole weather system, really impressive. One of the best things about this sim. And yeah, we're going to finish the race on these tyres, no problem.
In front is now 6.0. Stay
And we've
focused.
taken half the field.
V15. Your last lap time was at 126.
Just over half the field. We start with 32 cars, I think it was. Right, I'm really going to start pushing it now. I want to get a couple more places before the end of the race, and I've got clean air now, so yeah, it's a lot more grip in the clean air.
Gap to layer behind is increasing. It's now 2.4.
Yeah, so I put a good lead on the car behind. So we get a nice smooth line for a lovely. It just spits you out. You get the line right, it just spits you right out of the corkscrew. You can get a real good speed coming out of it. Oh! And it looks like I've beaten my previous fastest lap. So let's see, on lap 20 I did a 1:24.7. So my lap times are actually going up, proving that the tyres are still gripping and lasting well.
Okay, Paul, the next car is there.
I'm sure though if I'd have been in clean air for the first 3 or 4 laps, I would have set the fastest lap of the race on one of those laps when the tyres were just, you know, at peak. They're definitely not at peak anymore, but I didn't have any room on those first few laps with the cars in front, so that makes sense to me.
Push, push, push. We can catch this car.
And there is the yellow Porsche and the white, green and black BMW that we were tailing earlier. Still battling away, so they've made no progress. One has not made any progress on the other. Still, the Porsche is still on the back bumper of the BMW. Right out on the curbs there.
2.0. They're slower than us.
Oh, Porsche just clipping the inside wall there. The AI sometimes do clip that. It used to be quite bad. They clip that inside wall there, and it looks like they're still doing it, but not as much. Certainly not as much as they used to. think we can take it as given that that Porsche is not going to get past that BMW. He's just going to stay attempting to get past for all the rest of the race, because if they haven't done it by now, and considering that they've been doing that a fair few laps now, I don't think it's going to happen. Unless we get past and me going past has an influence on what happens with these two. I think the player cars, when it overtakes two AI cars that are battling, can change the dynamic of things a bit. Just lifting off, throttle, 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 throttle. Braking. Oh, Porsche having a little bit of a skittish moment there. Oh, we nearly did it, but not quite. But we got a bloody good exit there. We got slipstream. I am making a run on the Porsche, even though it looks like I got a track limit warning. I think I might have gone over the lines on the inside there a bit too much, but that's only one out of the three that we've got. So can I now get a move on this BMW? Come on, BM, I'm going to put a move on you. Come on. And good exit. Is it going to be good enough to go down the inside here if I can outbrake him? And yes, yes, yes. Yes, I can. And he's dropped back there, not as far as the mirrors suggest, but dropped back a bit too much. The AI now, they really do fight you if they get stuck, if they get behind you, and they don't just give up anymore. But right there, he could have just swung in behind me and stayed right up my bumper in the slipstream there. He didn't need to drop back that far, so they still do drop back a little bit too much when you overtake them initially in some instances. But you got much better competition from behind than you ever did before the AI updates. So we're now in the 13th place, 3 laps to go. Well, actually, make that 2 laps to go
2 laps left.
as we start our 28th lap. And yeah, I am very surprised that we are. Oh, they're a little bit slippery. Too much eager throttle. But we're actually keeping tyres under 100. Right, I'm really going to rag it. I'll try not to get overexcited and crash it, but I'm going to really, really push it for these last couple of laps. See what happens to these tyres. I'm not going to go crazy, I'm just going to push harder than I have been. But don't lock up, don't lock up. Get a good exit, there we go. Just fires you out of there like a pinball. Back right up to 102 degrees. It's really pushing it around rainy curb. So we've got 3 cars here now. A Mclaren and a BM fighting up the top. See, they're just clipping that wall.
That lap was at 124.50.
Cut on this Porsche here. I was going to try and make it around the outside. It hasn't quite worked. Just. Oh, he braked really. Oh! Crikey, I almost didn't even see that coming. There's a Nissan that's obviously gone up the track there. Had some sort of an accident. That just he appeared out of nowhere. We've made a good overtake on the Porsche there. But unlike last time, unlike what that BMW did when we overtook them there, that Porsche has not dropped back. He's tucked in very close and neatly behind me and is now challenging me up the hill. Proving that it's not every AI that just drops back. It depends on their individual program, because the AI of course will have Each AI driver has different characteristics. We are... Can I? Dare I? All three wide? No, I'm not going to do that. And there we go. That is the race over. We have crossed the line with our back rear tyre
P12. And there's the
at
finish.
100 degrees.
Good result, mate. Well done.
Well, that was tremendously good fun. Amazing racing with the AI there. We came in 12th position, so we didn't win the race, but I think if we hadn't made all those silly mistakes, we would have had a chance. So if I do this again, I'll have to have the AI on a higher setting. But it does show that with this setup, I can do 30 laps if I look after the tyres. You know, I'm reasonably pushing it, but nothing way over the limit. The tyres will last. We've got a good, well, very little amount of wear out of those actually. And they kept to a good temperature. And also, before the last big updates to Automobility 2, the tyres, you know, the operating window was really between about 60 and 90. If they went above 90, it'd start to act like marmalade. Now you can have them up to 100, and they seem to be almost optimum. You know, all the way up to nearly 100. It's only once they start creeping over 100 that they get to the point where you really start having to worry about them getting a bit melty. But that's worked out well. We didn't have to pit. The AI did not have to pit. And that is on a track which is at 53 degrees surface temperature. You know, so that is... Tyres have done very well there, I think. So I guess that answers that question. And that's on my custom setup as well. And it's, you know, we've got equal wear all the way around. Equal wear, but rear is ever so slightly hotter than the front. So that's probably to do with the fact that I cut down the brake ducting so much on the rear. And also, you know, stiffened that anti-roll bar, which has put more pressure on the tyres. So, thank you to my subscriber for that suggestion. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I guess that answered the question. Interesting little test to do. Hope you enjoyed. Happy sim racing. And, well, see you out on track sometime.